Kayak, wait. Enter di-cut aja ya.
Oke,
Wait, aku lupa siapa yang pertama. Wait. Oh, Kak
Kak
Latifah,
Latifah
Zahra,
pertama
Fajar.
baru
Oke.
si Zahwa, baru aku, barumu terakhir.
Oke. Pakai bahasa Inggris kan ya?
Iya,
Bahasa Indonesia. Oke,
Zahra,
oke. Zahra bisa apa bisa on cam lah. Oke. Oke, mulai ya. Siap, Kak. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we're going to presentate about our presentations. The topic of the presentation is about contract in business. Before we start to presenting the materials, we would want to introduce ourselves first. We are from group 3 with me, Feloni Fatin Hafifah, and then there is Fajar Abdul Hadi and Latifah Nur Hidayatullah and Zahra Nazifa. Okay, without further ado, let's start with the first and second point that will be presented by Latifah. To Latifah, the floor is yours.
Standard contract is a writing contract that has been duplicated in the form of forms. Contents have standardized in advance, utilized by the business actors, and offer a message without considering the difference in conditions owned by consumers. Take it or leave it contract. The emergence of standard contract in legal traffic is based on the need for effective and efficient service for transaction activity. Therefore, the main nature of a standard contract is fast service for high frequency transaction activities. Also, consumers who will enter into legal relations may sometimes not have time to study the terms of the agreement in the standard contract. Characteristics of standard contract. One is the process of making it is carried out unilaterally by a party that has stronger bargaining positions than the other party. Two is the party whose bargaining positions is weaker will not be involved at all in determining the contents of the contract. Third is the party whose position is weaker will agree to the contents of the contract reluctantly because they are driven by need. Four is the contract is in written forms with a certain format and in large number. Pros and cons of standard contract. Legal experts such as W.E.H. Honnius in his book Compendium of Dutch Law and say that a standard contract is not an agreement because the position of the entrepreneur in the contract is like private lawmaker. Tito states that a standard contract is a forced agreement because the legal theory of the agreement does not meet the provisions of the law. But Staines argues that a standard contract can be accepted as an agreement based on the fiction of the willingness and trust of the agreement. If the debtor or consumer accepts the agreement document, it means they voluntarily agree to the contents of the agreement. Likewise, Asser Rutten argues that a standard contract is binding because everyone who signs an agreement must be deemed to have known and agreed to the context of the contract. Next is standard contract forms. First is unilateral standard contract, an agreement whose entire contents have been determined by the party who has a strong position in the agreement. Usually, the party is the creditor. This contract is also called an additions agreement. Second, reciprocal standard contract. As the name implies, the context of this contract are determined by both parties, so it is not biased. The parties contract are the creditor, employee, and the debtor, worker. Third, standard contract determined by the government. The contents of the standard agreement have been determined by the governments for certain legal acts. For example, an agreement or contract that has been the object of land rights. 2 is types of contract. 1. Contract according to the legal research based on Sodikny Mertokusumo. The contract is 1. Agreement originating from family law, such as marriage. 2. Agreements originating from property, namely those relate to the legal transfers of property. For example, the transfer of ownership right. 3. Obligatory agreements, namely agreements that give rise to the obligations. 4. Agreements originating from the procedural law, which are called Bewies, so Lincoms. 5. Agreements originating from public law, which are called public rechtelijke overeenkomst. 2. Contract according to their forms. A. An oral contract is a contract or agreement made by the parties simply, verbally, or by agreement of the parties. With the existence of consensus, the agreement has occurred. In this group are consensual and real agreements. B. A written contract. A written contract is a contract made by the parties in writing. We can see this in a gift agreement that must be carried out with a notarial deed. 3. Reciprocal contract. A. An imperfect reciprocal contract creates basic obligations for one party, while the other is required to do something. Here there appear to be achievements that are balanced with each other. B. Unilateral agreement. Unilateral agreement is an agreement that always creates obligations for only one party. Type of agreement is a loan replacement agreement. 4. Contract based on object type. A. Sales and purchase contract. An agreement in which the seller promises to deliver goods to the buyer, and the buyer promises to pay the price of the goods. Examples is sales and purchase of property or motorcycle vehicles. B. Lease contract. An agreement in which one party grants the right to use an item to another party for a certain period of time, and the lease is obligated to pay rent. Examples, apartment or vehicle rental. insurance contract, an agreement in which the insurer is obligated to provide compensation for certain risks experienced by the insurers in contract. An agreement between the creditor and the debtor in which the debtor is obligated to repay the loan within a certain period of time along with agreed interest. Examples is home credit contract or KPR. 5. Contract based on party involved. A. Commercial contract. A contract made in the context of business or commercial activities between two companies or between company and individual in a commercial transactions. Samples distributed contract. Agreements made by the government agency with another party, usually in the context A is long-term contract, a contract that regulates the rights and obligations of the parties for a long period of time. Samples business cooperation agreements or property lease for a period of more than 1 year. B. Short-term contract, a contract that is valid for a short period of time. Examples, work contract for temporary projects or vehicle rental contract for several days. Thank you. I give it back to Fatin.
Okay, thank you for Latifah for explaining the point 1 and point 2 about the materials. Next, about point 3 and point 4 will be explained by Zahra Nazifah. For Zahra Nazifah, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Fatin. I will continue the material. Condition for the validity of the agreement. An agreement as a contract is an obligation that has legal consequence that bind the parties whose implementation will relate to the property law of each party bound by the agreement. The valid terms of the agreement as stipulated in the Civil Code, which is the basis for the current agreement law, are 1. Agreement of the parties. Agreements mean that there is a free accord of will between the parties regarding the main matters decided in the agreement. In this case, the parties must have a free will voluntary by themselves. For the agreement can be expressed expressly or tacitly. Free here means free from mistake, coercion, and fraud. Contrario based on Article 3021 of the Civil Code, the agreement becomes invalid if the agreement occurs due to elements of mistake, coercion, or fraud. Second, capacity of the parties. According to Article 1329 of the Civil Code, basically all people are capable of making agreements unless determined incapable by law. Third, regarding a certain matter. Certain things means that what is agreed upon in the rights and obligation of both parties, which at least the goods intended in the agreements are determined in type and are goods that can be used to make a contract. And last, a lawful case. The lawful case in the content of the agreement itself, which describes the objectives to be achieved by the parties. The content of the agreement doesn't conflict with the law, decency, or public order. Agreements are different from contracts, although both are similarly engineered agreements. Covenants usually don't have the same level of legal enforceability as contracts. The birth of agreement generally follows several important stages in the content of law and contracts. The following is a detailed description of the process. One offer. One party makes an offer to the other party. This offer must be clear and specific about the proposed terms. The offer includes all the essential elements of the agreement, such as the price, the goods or services offered, as well as the time of performance. 2. Acceptance. The other party accepts the offer without condition or modification. Acceptance must conform to the terms of the offer to constitute a valid agreement. If the acceptance contains change, or additional terms, then it is considered a counter offer, not an acceptance. Third consideration, in legal system that embrace the principle of consideration, such as contract law in many countries, there is a requirement that each party must provide something of value to the agreement. This could be money, goods, services, or right exchange between the parties to the agreement. 4. Mutual agreement. Both parties must have a mutual agreement regarding to the content of the agreement. This agreement usually includes understanding and agreement on all the terms set out in the agreement. 5. Legal capacity. The parties involved in the agreement must have the legal capacity to enter into the agreement. This means they must be legally mature and not under circumstances that limit their capacity, such as being mentally impaired or under the influence of alcohol or drugs. 6. Legal purpose. The agreement must have a legitimate purpose and not violate the law. Agreements that conflict with the law or public policy will not be considered valid. And last, forms. In some cases, agreement must fulfill certain formalities to be legally valid, such as being written and signed. For example, agreements relating to the sale of property usually require a written form. Once all these elements are met, the agreement is considered born of or valid. The parties to the agreement are then bound to abide by the terms that have been agreed upon. If one party doesn't fulfill its obligations, the other party can seek enforcement of the agreements or the match through legal channels. Okay, thank you. I will give it to Fatin.
Okay, thank you to Zahra for explaining the third and fourth point of the materials. Next, the fifth point will be explained by Fajar Abdul Hadi. To Fajar Abdul Hadi, time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Next, collection and implementation of the agreements. For collection or termination. Definition. Collection is the act of ending or terminating an agreement unilaterally or based on previously agreed terms. Point 2, reasons for collection. An agreement can be concluded for various reasons, such as have a 4 point. This one, breach of contract by one party, mutual agreement to terminate the agreement, inability of one party to continue performing the agreement due to reason like bankruptcy. Collection based on legal grounds or fundamental change in circumstances. 4.3 Conclusion condition. An agreement can be concluded if it does not meet subjective conditions such as agreement or competence. Conclusion of the agreement must be requested throughout the course of point 4. Unilateral collection of the agreement can be considered an unlawful act if it involves arbitrariness or exploit the worker position of the other party. Udah? Udah keluaran nggak?
Oke, udah.
Ulang lagi dong.
Iya dong, gak kedengaran yang tadi.
Oke.
Dari poin ke itu aja. Ke kata tadi ya.
Poin mana?
Sebelum aku ngechat ini loh,
Nggak tahu sih.
poin 3.
Ulang aja dari awal lagi, biar aku cut nanti.
Oke.
Okay, collection and implementation of the agreements. 4.1 collection or termination. Definition. Collection is the act of ending or terminating an agreement unilaterally or based on previously agreed terms. Reason for collection. An agreement can be concluded for various reasons, such as have a 4-point breach contract by one party, mutual agreement to terminate the agreement, inability of one party to continue performing the agreement due to reason like bankruptcy, conclusion based on legal grounds or fundamental change in circumstances. Conclusion condition. An agreement can be concluded if it does not meet subject conditions such as agreement or competence. Conclusion of the agreement must be requested throughout the course. Unilateral conclusion. Unilateral conclusion of the agreement can be considered an unlawful act if it involves arbitrariness or exploits the worker position of the other party. 4.2 Performance definition. Performance refers to the fulfillment of obligation outlined in the agreement by each party. Obligation of performance. Each party involved in the agreement has a duty to comply with the agreed term and take all necessary action to achieve the objective of the agreement. Void contract. An agreement can be void if it does not meet certain objective criteria. Irrevocability agreement. Some agreements cannot be revoked except by mutual agreement or for reason special specific by law. Islamic law agreements. Collection of agreements under Islamic law can occur due to the expiration of the agreement's periods, the death of one party, or violation of specific terms. Okay, back to moderator.
Okay, thank you for Fajar for explaining the fifth point about the materials. Okay, for the last part of the materials about contract, is about the anatomy of business contract, and it will be explained by me, Feloni Fatina Fifa. So, anatomy or structure of business contract, it is very important for us to know about it because every business entity and individual who create and or design an agreement or contract in good faith in Indonesia based on the Book 3rd, Article 1338 KUHP Perdata that states all agreements made legally apply as a law for those who make them, which means principles of freedom of contract. In making an agreement or contract, must have a clear anatomy of the agreement or contract itself so that it can be understood by the parties who make. The anatomy of the agreement contract used in business, there are some following points that needs to be noted. The first structure is about the head of agreement or contract. Head of agreement is the title of an agreement or contract. The second point is comparison or preamble. Comparison or preamble is the day, date, and the year of building agreements and data for the parties conducting the agreement or the contract. The third point is about the background or recital. Background or recital of the contract is in the existence of an agreement between the parties and the positions of the parties itself. The fourth point is about connecting sentence. Connecting sentence is about the sentence in the form of an agreement of the parties before carrying articles about the contents or charge of the agreement. The fifth point or the fifth anatomy in business contract is about the substance of agreement, which is an object of agreement or contract, term of the term agreement, how to pay, and the rights and the obligation of the parties needed within the contract. The sixth point is about the support clause. The support clause, it includes force majeure or kahar, and then there is addendum, and then the choice of dispute resolutions, notification, termination of agreements or contract, and then the language used must be positioned correctly and must use a right language in the contract of business. And then for the seventh point, there is a cover or testimonial sign, which is lots rate statements of legal force in the agreement or contract made by the authorities as valid and the signature of the party. And the last point about the contract anatomy is about the attachment. The attachment contains things or further explanations of the clause, which is the clause in the contract. Also, to put it simply, if we look at our syllabus, actually the anatomy of the contract have 6 points, but in this PowerPoint I explained about 8 points. And for simple in bahasa Indonesia, we can say that the first part is about judul, yang kedua adalah kepala, yang ketiga adalah komparisi, yang keempat adalah sebab atau dasar dari kontrak tersebut terjadi, yang kelima ada penutup, dan yang terakhir adalah tanda tangan untuk melegalkan atau meresmikan kontrak bisnis tersebut. That's all for our presentation about the contract and contract anatomy. That's all from group 3. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Udah waktunya habis nih 1 menit.
Alhamdulillah selesai kelar guys. Oke, terima kasih teman-teman.